Hi everybody, it's Susan from Sunrise Quilt Studio, and today I'm going to do some routine maintenance on my Singer Patchwork sewing machine. Basically what I'm going to do is just clean out the bobbin area and oil it. So I thought I would show you how I do that in case you have this machine or any machine. Maybe this will give you some tips on how to do maintenance, routine maintenance on your sewing machine. Okay, so here is my machine, and the first thing I need to do is just make sure it's turned off, and unplug it if you want to. And I've got my brush here so that I can get in and clean everything out. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the presser foot. For one thing, with this presser foot, it tends to get a lot of dust built up back here, so I'm just going to go ahead and brush that out. And then I'll set that aside. Okay, and I'm going to remove the plate there and the bobbin, and I'm going to remove this plate here, so I need to get my screwdriver. Okay, so I have my key here, and I'm going to remove the screws that hold this in. There we go. I'm coming at this from an angle, so it's a little difficult, but once I get them loose, I can just turn them with my finger. The screws are really short. They're not very long. They're just little short screws. So there we go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take my tape off, and then I can lift this out. And I don't know how much, well, you can see in there, but there's quite a bit of lint in there. So I'm going to just brush it out. Now I do this about once a month. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the thread. And I think I will also remove the needle so that I don't stick myself with it. I just want to sweep all of that out. And if you have Q-tips, you can always get Q-tips and pull that out too. I'm just going to get all the lint I can see, and this takes a little bit of time, but I just keep at it until you get that all out. And this actually isn't too bad. Last time I cleaned it, I had lint packed in between the feed dogs back here, and I had to pull that out with tweezers, so I had gone too long between cleaning. And this looks pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to take out the bobbin case. So here's the bobbin case. I'm going to take that out and make sure I've got that all dusted out. And then underneath, I'm going to get it on the back side also. Dust that, and then down under the bobbin case. A lot of lint gets collected under here. And sometimes short threads. Okay, so there we go. That looks pretty good. This is what I pulled out. So that's after like 4 weeks of sewing, and I sew almost every day. So it's really not too bad, and it could be a lot worse. But this is something that will really make a difference in your sewing, is if you don't do this, you're gonna start having problems. So you'll want to make sure that you get that cleaned out. Just a little bit more in there. There we go. Okay. All right. So now I need to oil it and put everything back together. Okay, now that I've got it cleaned out, I need to oil it. So I've got this bottle of oil that I use for my long arm. I just use it for my sewing machine also. And screw off the cap, and I'm going to put 1 drop of oil on the race, which is back here, just right here on the side, and then 1 drop right in the center. So I need to put the hook back in. Now the hook, when you take the hook out, you want to get it back in the correct way, and to do that there's this notch right here that needs to go up against the edge over here. And so basically you're just going to put it in this way. The hook right here needs to go in straight towards the back, and just set it in there. There we go. And that little, okay, this notch right here, right there, that needs to go up against the piece of metal right here in the bobbin case area. So this hook is going to go straight back. So if you just hold it and put it in straight back and just drop it in, and then adjust it as you need to get it in there, just like that. And then there's a little bit of play right here. So just swing it over so that that notch is up against this piece of metal here. So now you can put your plate back on. You can always check in the back and remove any lint you might have on the back of that. So I'm just going to dust this off. And lay it back on, and then I'm going to screw it in. Okay, I'm going to tighten those screws. And you don't need to go real tight with these. If you go too tight, you'll be compressing your hook and it won't move while you're sewing, and then you're going to have problems. So I always test that after I get everything put back together, and then I adjust as I go if I need to. And I'm going to put my bobbin back in. And I put my needle back in. And put on my presser foot. There we go. And then I'm going to thread my needle. Okay, make sure your needle, if you're doing like I am and you're putting a single hole foot on there, make sure you turn your machine on, because this needle had been shoved to the side. If I had tried to lower the needle while I was in that position, it would have hit the middle of the foot and it could have broke. So I got my bobbin thread up now, and I'll put my plate back on. Okay, now I'm ready to test it and make sure everything is set right, and then make any adjustments I need to make. It sounds good. And my thread tension looks good, so I'm all done, and my machine's ready to go for another couple weeks. Okay, that's it for this video on how to clean the bobbin case area of your Singer Patchwork sewing machine. So I hope this was helpful to you. You can use the techniques for any machine you have. I don't use canned air because that can actually dry out components of your machine, so I don't do that. It's not recommended in the manual of this machine either, so that's another thing to consider, is what does your manual suggest how you clean your machine. So just kind of follow those instructions. These are pretty simple, and my machine sounds a lot better when I clean it and oil it, and it should be happy now and work well for me. So hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and click that notification bell so you'll be notified when the next video comes up. And in the meantime, I hope you are all staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. For more quilting ideas, click on the video links, and to keep up with my latest projects, click on the subscribe button. I hope to see you again soon.